All right. Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Morgan Heitzma here, Director of Agent Services for the Experience Brokerage Network. And I'm excited to come to you today with this class here. I don't think I've actually done a class like this yet. So today's going to be all about opportunity checklists. And for those of you, I'm sure by now we are familiar with adding our documents into our opportunities as well as our commissions for those of you who are there. I'm sure we're all the market centers are there. But I kind of want to spend today and kind of enhance your opportunity, all of your opportunities, whether it be your buyers or your listing side, and kind of streamline that out in a step-by-step checklist. So you know that you're doing absolutely the same A+ service that you're giving to all of your clients from the moment that they come in from a lead to the moment that you close on their transaction. So that's really what I want to spend today's time with you. Again, for those of you who have not been to this Tech Talk, I'm pretty sure I'll probably trail this off, but it's a new layout, new look. I'm going to jump us into the classroom here. Down below, if you want to chat, we have a chat box on my website, kwtechhelp.com, as well as our Facebook comments here. So one thing to note, of course, I've shared this out to a couple different private groups. If your comments are not showing up in the chat box down below, just jump over to the Agent Services Division Facebook page and paste your comments there, and it should pop up for you, okay? So, again, this is an interactive page for you guys. Right below me, if you give this stream a heart or a like, what will happen is it'll actually change my background coloring. So you guys have the option to mess with my background here. And that's going to come in the form of the heart and the like, a red and blue flashing back behind here. Again, you will have this option as well to change to a number of different colors down below by my logo. Here, it's going to be a scrolling palette for you. If you're ever bored in this live stream here, you can go ahead and just change my background coloring. And last but not least, I want you guys to be interactive, okay? So the more you chat in the chat box, the more your name's going to populate here. The more you like and you share, the more your name's going to scroll down below. And this is going to be a form of branding your name to this live recording here. So again, if anybody else watches this live recording here, they will see your name and your profile and things like that. So please keep it PG when it comes to the chat box down below. All right, so let's jump into to our classroom here today. I'm sure you guys know that it is voting day today. So before we actually jump in, guys, please make sure to vote. So important. I mean, do I really need to say more? So again, guys, today, 8 o'clock, it's the last time that you guys can submit your votes. So make sure to do that. We're going to be talking about opportunity checklists, and before we jump into the command platform and start building those checklists out, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to give you guys a little piece of arsenal, and that comes in the form of this book right here. This is the Taking Command Handbook, and what we're going to be using in this book today is we're going to be using pages 26 and 27. So let's see right here. It's going to look like this right here. We're going to have a full buyers and listing checklist that we're going to fill out on our opportunities here today. Now, I know this looks a little overwhelming, guys. Again, we're not reading it. We're on a live stream here today, okay? So again, I'm going to be doing the bulk load of reading that part and entering it. All you guys have to do is just follow along, and by the end of the class here today, you should be able to walk away with a full buyers and listing checklist. Now we got to give this to you guys. And how we do that is we're going to make our way over to kwtechhelp.com. Oh. And on kwtechhelp.com right here, if you were to scroll over to the right-hand side, you'll see a button called Resources. And if we go ahead and click on this tab right here, right below KW Resources, the second button down, you're going to have a button called Command Handbook. We're going to go ahead and give this a click here. And we're going to be looking for pages 26 and 27 down here. So as you see, we're on pages 1. So we're just going to go over here and we're just going to scroll all the way down to 26 and 27. Here we go. All right. So again, you guys, I'm sure that was pretty easy. kwtechhelp.com, resources, command handbook, okay? We're going to keep this tab open because we're going to be using this. You guys are going to be using this to make your checklists, okay? Now, I'm sure you guys can download this all you want, print it up. I created a little setting information right here, a little bit of info to show you guys how to actually turn it into one of these booklets right here. So you guys can go ahead and use that. But again, we're gonna keep it on 26 and 27 here today, and we're just gonna tab over every once in a while to complete our checklist here. Next, what we're gonna be wanting to do is we're gonna be wanting to make our way to command, which is gonna be kwtechhelp.com. So again, for those of you who have not navigated to command yet, it's going to be agent.kw.com. There we go. Agent.kw.com. KW Tech Help is my site. Agent.kw.com is going to be a command for you. KW command. And we'll hit enter here, and it should take us to a sign-in page that should look like this. And again, this is going to take your KW username and password. It should generally be the first letter of your first name followed by your last name. If it's a pretty common combination, there may be a number associated at the end. And generally, the first 2 initials are capitalized right here. Now, again, you can go ahead and change this in MyKW, but the stock standard would be this setup right here. So go ahead and put in your username and your password, and then go ahead and hit sign in right here. We'll wait for this to load up. And you guys, one thing to mention is Tuesdays are usually our update days. So while this is loading up right here and taking a moment, as we're getting through the Halloween season, I want to ask you guys, I know it's a pretty controversial question, when is it okay to start decorating for Christmas? Let me know down below. I'm sure all of us have plenty of opinions. But I want to hear it from you. When is it okay to start decorating for Christmas? All right, jumping back over here. We have signed into our KW command system here. We're going to be clicking on this red KW square in the upper left-hand corner. And we're going to be making our way down to opportunities right here. We'll go ahead and give that a click. And inside of opportunities, we'll have these 3 sections right here. And again, I won't go through the whole entirety of opportunities. I went through a little bit of it last class, and I'm sure we'll have another training on solely opportunities. But what I want to focus on is just the broad view, and then really jump into the bulk of the checklist. But as we see right here, when we click on this red KW squared and we click on opportunities, kind of looks like 2 people shaking hands here. You'll have a number of different rows right here. You'll have specifically 2. You'll have a green timeline up top here, and you'll also have a orange timeline right here. We'll have a purple timeline for our leases. We don't really worry about that too much, but it is there for you if you need it. And down below, we'll have our activity and our ratio. And this is our ratios are based off of our probable and potential income based off of where our opportunities are in the pipeline right here, okay? So as we scroll up, you'll see that they also have those on the right-hand corner for you too, to really kind of dissect further what's going on in that specific timeline. Now, as we see this right here, again, we're really going to focus on the orange and the green timelines right here. The green up top is going to be your listing section. So if we think about the history of a transaction, generally what would happen is you would cultivate a lead. That lead would turn into appointment. It would become active. It would turn into under contract and then close. So this would be like the lifespan of the moment somebody comes through as a lead to the moment that you close on their transaction. Okay. So again, that's how I kind of want us to think about it. Of course, there's going to be other sort of sections that we do, right? There's more than just 5 things that we do for our clients. And those are going to come in the form of inside of these specific circles here. Inside of these bubbles, we'll actually have an opportunity to give this a click, and it'll have more sections in here for us. Now, I'm going to go back out right here, and again, what we have here is we have the title. So cultivate, this would, think of this as your leads, right? Close would be when that transaction is completed, right? And the circles right here are how you enter that one phase, okay? So they're called phases and stages. So we're in the cultivate phase right here. And inside the cultivate phase right here, you have 3 stages, which is your watch, nurture, and your hot. You can create more, of course. You can also edit these and change these to reflect your language. So you can change them to ready, willing, able, ABC, things similar to that. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna click back, and we're just really gonna highlight what this view should represent for us when we jump in. So if I jump into command and I click on opportunities right here, and I look at this right off the bat, I should know exactly what's going on with my business. So as this reads right here, below each one of these circles, there's numbers, and these tell you how many opportunities are inside these phases right here. Okay. So as it sits right here, not even jumping into my opportunities, I can tell you that I have 2 opportunities in cultivate, 2 in appointment, and then 0 from active to close. On the buyer side, I have I'm cultivating 1 opportunity. I have 1 appointment, 2 are actually active, and 1's under contract. So that's how quickly you should be able to read what's going on with your business, just by looking at this one page right here. And I didn't have to scroll. I didn't have to do anything at all. So again, you guys, if you're new to this, it may take a little bit of time, right? No, Rome wasn't built in a day. But just keep that repetition up, because the longer it takes for you to jump back into this platform, chances are the longer it's going to take for you to retain it as well. So let's go ahead and explore these a little bit, okay? So before I start messing with things, and I already have, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm in here all the time, and I'm using these as examples. So chances are some of these phases and stages might be a little messed up, but that's okay, because we're going to start from scratch, and we're just going to build it out how we would normally, okay? So as we see right here, I'm going to start off by clicking this cultivate bubble right here. Okay. So in this cultivate bubble, we have our watch, nurture, and hot, right? I have almost hot. There we go. Watch, nurture, and hot. And like I said, we can add more. You can also drag your opportunities from one section to another, right? Because remember on that green timeline, we had cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and closed. So they actually reflect right here too. So we can actually drag these opportunities wherever they need to go, okay? So as we sit right here on this main page right here in our cultivate, actually in any one of these right here, you'll have a button on the top right hand corner that says edit stages. So if we go ahead and edit our stages right here, I'm going to start off with cultivate on the listing side. And I'm just gonna delete that one example. And what we should have right here is we should have watch, nurture, and hot right here. Okay, this is what our standard should be, or not our standard, but like our stock. You know what it auto generates for us, right? How we see this is, let's start from left to right here. Okay. So here's our order. So this is what shows in our first category, our second, and our third. We can rearrange these if we'd like. Next is our stage name. So if you like to use the language watch, nurture, and hot, if you like to use the language ready, willing, able, ABC clients, whatever it is that sticks with your mind the best. I would go ahead and edit that and reflect that. And you can edit right over here. But before we get there, let me show you what these three things are right here. Next, we have our probability. And our probability is what is the percentage that you will close on this deal if your opportunity reaches this next stage. Okay? So as it sits right here, if a lead comes through, if a cold lead comes through and I'm watching it, chances are that there's a 5% probability that I'm going to close on that transaction. However, if I start to nurture that, if I drag my opportunity from watch to nurture, it jumps from a 5% probability of closing to a 7% probability of closing. Now, the big key is, how do I get it to jump from 5% to 7%? What do I need to do in order to transition my watch opportunity over to my nurture opportunity? And that's what we're going to dive into when we have these checklists right here. So as it sits right here, next we have our checklist item. So you see I have 3 checklist items right here. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this really quick. And we're going to start from scratch. So here's our checklist items. If we click on this blue 0 out of 0, we're able to add checklist items, okay? So we can do this as many times as we'd like. Moving over to the right-hand side, we have client updates. Let me go ahead and give this little gear a click right here. Honestly, client updates, this must be new because I haven't really seen or messed with too much of this at all. So again, we'll postpone that just for a moment, and I promise you guys, you're gonna have a lot more classes here with me. We'll pick that up on another class. I'd also like to mention, take a moment, if there's anything that I don't cover here today, or say I fumble over something, right, and I don't quite hit the nail on the head, we always have our study halls every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're looking for more of an interactive one-on-one, we do this through Google Meet. So it's going to be a face-to-face. You're going to be able to pop on camera. We'll be able to conversate back and forth, and it will be with my partner Jet Totchif, the other half of the agent services division. So you'll actually be able to meet both of us and interact. So again, if I don't catch anything right here, just like these client updates, if I don't catch anything, just reach back out again or join us during study hall. Again, if we go to kwtechhelp.com on our homepage right here, if you just click on our logo right here, it'll say join us live, and it'll have a page where you can join our study hall. It's going to be right here for us. There you go. Our study hall. So again, that's going to jump us right into our live trainings every Friday. So jumping back over here to command here, we'll have a number of different options that we can choose between. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll click on this again. I'm going to click on cultivate. I'm going to click on edit stages. And I just jumped back out and I jumped back in because I saw that it didn't pick up where my settings left off. So I just gave it a quick refresh. And let's go ahead and dive right into our cultivate stages here, okay? So first and foremost, let's go ahead and break out our taking command handbooks. And so the first one that we have here on our watch stage, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different checklist items that we can choose. Or sorry, that we should add, right? So the first one is obtain an email address, send them an email telling your story, obtain their phone number, and then obtain their current mailing address. So we're just going to go ahead and copy this straight into our command checklist here. So on our watch, we have a 5% probability, obtain email address. And we'll just hit save right here. And then honestly, you guys, we're just going to be going back and forth and just copying all of this over, okay? Second one, email, tell them your story. Perfect. And then we're going to go back down here, obtain their phone number and obtain their mailing address. Okay, perfect. So as it sits right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 checklist items in our watch stage right here in our cultivate. So we'll hit save right here. And next what we're going to do is we're going to just do the same exact thing to our nurture and our hot, okay? So let's click on this items right here. We're going to go back over. It looks like there's two checklist items to do. Call, follow up with contact after initial contact has been made, and add them to a smart plan. So I'm going to write add to smart plan first because that's easier to remember. And then what was this other one right here? Follow up call after initial contact has been made. Perfect. All right, so as we see right here, we have 2 options. As it sits, I'm a stickler, so I like to have mine exact. So I'm just going to drag mine up. The add to smart plan was on the bottom here, so I'm just going to make sure that add to smart plan is reflected relatively the same. As you see here, I'm not copying it verbatim, but I don't really think that you need to copy it exactly word for word, as opposed to just using your own language and making sure that you're getting that content in there. Like I said, we're going to be able to, at any moment in time, we're going to be able to edit this down into really anything that you want. We just got to get it onto the digital side first. Okay, number 3 right here, we have 3 sections. We have email, refer to lender partners, 2, call them to identify their search criteria, and 3, send them a CTA. All right, let's go through here on our hot. Okay, what was that first one? Refer to lending partner. 2, we'll go over here. Identify search criteria. Ooh, did I spell that right? And then 3, email, send them a CTA. All right, so as we see right here, we'll hit save. As it sits right now we have a pretty decent checklist made out. Let's see, that one didn't stick for us, so we'll just try it one more time. Oh. Okay. All right. It looks like it did pick up. Again, you guys, it's update Tuesday, so as it is, it's no surprise if there are little technical hiccups and glitches running around in our command platform. Again, slow and steady. We are the pioneers, so no need to get frustrated. It did all add up here correctly for us. So as it sits, we have 4, 2, and 3. We'll go back over to our checklist. We have 4 right here, 2 right here, and 3 right here. So as it sits, everything is reflecting exactly the same on this top checklist right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to my opportunities. I'm going to click on this red KW square, and I'm going to click on opportunities right here. And I'm going to go back to my cultivate side right here. I'm going to click on my cultivate bubble. And what we have right here is no matter who is in watch right here, everybody gets 4 checklist items. And these 4 checklist items actually reflect these 4 items right here. So if I move this opportunity back to watch right here, you'll see it'll move from 2 checklist items over to 4. We'll wait for it. Interesting. So let's go back over here and let's give this a click right here. And as you see right here, there may come into certain circumstances where, since I've used this as a sample for so many times, it may have its own generated tasks associated to it. So this is actually kind of a bad example. Let me see what I can do to pull over some other good opportunities though. But right here we should have this. Well, let's go ahead and just create a brand new opportunity. I think that'll just work the best. So we'll just go over here. We'll create a new opportunity on the listing side. And as it sits right here in our cultivate, what we should have is 4 checklist items. Now, I'd forget about these other ones because these are something that I was working on a previous date. So as it sits, this is the new opportunity that I created. And every new opportunity that you create is going to have this checklist right here. It's the checklist that we just created. So if I were to create another checklist, another opportunity. So the first one was Morgan Heitzma listing, so I'll put Morgan Heitzma listing 2 right here. Everybody who comes into that one stage right here is going to get the same checklist. So you don't have to worry about reconfiguring every single time you create an opportunity. So now we're starting to map out to make sure that every client that you have that comes into watch right here has the same exact experience that everyone else would have. That optimum A+ a service that they would come to expect from your business. So as it sits right here, once I click on this square right here, I can view all these checklist items right here. So I can say that this opportunity, I've obtained the email address and I've obtained the phone number right here. And I can hit close right here. And we can see that right here, this opportunity, I have half done. This opportunity still needs a little bit more work. Another thing that you can do is you can go ahead and you can set a due date. So you can set, if you're working with a team or just by yourself and you want to set a due date to make sure you get something done on time, we can do that here too. We can set this due date for tomorrow, sure. And this must be that new client update. Again, I'm not quite sure what's going on right here. It looks like to me it might send an email an email notification or something like that, we should just hang tight and we'll find out here in the future, right? So as we navigate onward, we'll see that if you do belong to a team, there's going to be another section right here where you can assign certain tasks to certain teammates. So if you want to, if a certain teammate always obtains the phone numbers, for example, you can always set their name in that one section right there. So another thing that we can do is we can add additional items that won't affect the rest of this stage right here, or this phase. Now, as we all know, that we want to optimize our experience, and we want to make sure that everyone is having a great buying and selling experience, right? Now, we also know that not every single person is exactly the same. So there may be some situations where you may need to do additional checklist items for certain clients, right? And we can do that as well. So if we click on this box right here, we can add an item, and we can add item number 5 right here. We can hit save, and it'll show up item number 5 without affecting the rest of the group right here. So, and you can also, I mean, again, you can also delete and remove it as well. So again, if I were to delete and remove some of these checklist items from one opportunity, it shouldn't affect the rest of my stages and phases. So let me delete a couple of these right here. And then, so as we see right here, I've deleted these hard-coded checklist items that we just made. So when I go and I create another opportunity right here, when I go and create another opportunity right here, we'll do this listing 3. It shouldn't affect listing number 3 and what their checklist items have associated with them. Should always come with that beginning stock standard of 4 right here. Do you see that? So now we know all of these checklist items will appear with 4 checklist items in the cultivate stage right here. If I drag any of these over, say this opportunity, it has completed all of their checklist items and they are ready to continue onward to the next category here. If we go and we drag this over, all of these checklist items disappear, and now it starts off with a new set of checklist items. All right, you guys, tell me, how you doing? How's everybody feeling so far? I hope it's not too overwhelming. I just want to make sure you guys are doing okay.
You holding up all right?
Now, we're going to jump in. We're just going to complete the rest of these checklist items, and we're going to do them fairly quick so you guys don't have to spend so much time here. And then we'll continue onward with some few other tips and tricks, okay? So again, we're still in cultivate right here. We have 3 stages, so we have quite a bit of work to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag this opportunity right here. So these are our 3 opportunities, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to hit edit stages right here. You'll see that we have these right here. So everything is perfectly fine. Move this over. It reflects the rest of these categories. So when we're done with this hot right here, what we can do is we can drag this section. We can drag this hot section, and we can drag it up to appointment, active, under contract, or closed. Now it's a little tricky. You can only drag it when it's blue. Do you guys see it's blue right there? If it's grayed out, it won't stick, and it'll just shoot right back to where it was before. So you just got to make sure that you stick that blue background dotted line, and then it should appear into the appointment right here. And now, since we're in appointment, let's go ahead and click on edit stages up here in the top right hand corner, and we're going to do the same thing. So as you see, we have scheduling, scheduled, and kept. And as it jumps up, the probability of 10 to 20 to 30%. So let's build these checklist items out. Again, if you're going through these checklist items or you're going through your business and you're seeing that the percentages don't quite reflect either, what you can do is, again, adjust those ratios to reflect. Say, well, actually, when an appointment has been kept, right, it's actually a 45% of probability of closing. You know, so you can actually jump it and reorder it to your business. So let's start off with our scheduling right here. We're going to click on this 0 of 0 of our checklist, and we're going to start adding our items. And as you see, we have listing appointment. So I'm going to go over to my new tab over here, and we have appointment right here. So we have appointment scheduling, scheduled, and kept. So I'm going to, again, since I edit a lot, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to change to reflect the same language that's on this buyer checklist. Well, as you see, I've already kind of fudged a little bit because I was looking on the buyer checklist and we're on the listings, but let's just see. Let's just see if that'll end up still working for us. It kind of looks like it's kind of the same anyways, except for the last one. So let's go here in scheduling, scheduled, and kept right here on the listing checklist. On scheduling, the first item that we're going to choose right here is create client folder with 2 dividers. All right, so create client folder. Number 2, print the seller questionnaire. Pull the deed info and run preliminary lien search. And you guys, please forgive my my poor grammar here. So run preliminary lien search, schedule marketing presentation, and send getting ready list. All right, perfect. MLS, CMA, and then customized presentation. All right, so as we have it right here, look at that. So it may have looked like a lot. It took me probably, what, about a minute and a half? Not quite sure. Minute 45. So here's all of this right here. We'll hit save. And on to our scheduled right here. On our scheduled is start command transaction. DocuSign basic disclosures. And then exhibits. command. Prepare net to seller. Yeah, sure. And let's see, we have three more things. We have mail a thank you card to the referrer, take the lockbox to the appointment, and confirm the appointment. All right, perfect. So, how you guys doing over there? Do you need me to stop for a moment? I know I'm doing this pretty quickly. We have 8 checklist items. We have 7 checklist items right here. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, let me stop for a moment and again give you those tools and resources that may be missing here. What we're doing is we're creating opportunity checklists, and you can find that if you navigate to kwtechhelp.com, and in our resources tab right here, go ahead and give this a click, and the second button on the left hand side should have command handbook right here. And inside our command handbook on pages 26 and 27, it'll have all of this information here for you. So again, there's your buyer's checklist, and there is your listing checklist. So 26 and 27 right here for you. All right. Moving onward, you guys, tell me, I'm really curious to know, going through the real estate industry, are you in it for the money, or are you in it for the free time? So let me know, what is your big goal? Is it to acquire more money, or is it to acquire more free time? Really curious to know, what drives you in your business. All right, so jumping back over here, we have one more for our appointment stages, and we'll go ahead and give this a click. And we have about 8 items to do right here. So again, we're gonna take a front elevation photo. Next, we're gonna mail a thank you card. Let's see right here. Oh, where am I? Okay, number 3, we're gonna DocuSign obtain signatures on ESLA and ABD. Oh gosh. And then we're going to email. We're going to email a listing presentation. Listing preparation tips. So again, and as we see right here, you guys, one thing to kind of note is we're actually building out. Building out those foundations. So I think there's nothing more phenomenal than spending the time to set up and be able to have an amazing foundation. And I know what you guys are probably saying, man, this is probably not the most fun class, so sitting here and doing some data entry, but I'm telling you guys that in order to have a very sturdy foundation, you got to put in that effort and build it up, right? So what we have right here, next is we're gonna send that listing preparation tips Next, we're going to prepare listing folder front sheet. And then we're going to schedule a sign install, schedule photography, and then create list reports portfolio. So let's do the first two, sign install, schedule photography. And then what was that last one right here? Create a list reports portfolio. All right, and there we go. So we'll hit save right here. And as you see it, we have our 878 right here. So let me go back to our opportunities here. So as it sits right here, we've successfully completed our cultivate as well as our appointment checklist right here. So took probably about 45 minutes, took 40 minutes or so. Now, again, that's why I really want to stress on the fact that that it may not be a super quick setup, and that's why I really want to stress for you guys to get the content on top of your opportunities before you decide to spend that time and re-edit and configure it to your business needs. It's just going to be easier to go through and scan while they're already on the computer as opposed to that one at a time data entry. So active, can you guys guess what we're gonna do next? We're gonna jump in here and we're going to work on our stages and our all the way up to our negotiations right here. Now, legacy is going to be something that I don't think we quite need to worry too much about. It's just going to be a setting for an import here, but we will focus on that staging, showings, and negotiations here. So let's go ahead and click on this checklist right here. And in our staging, we'll stage home, obtain keys, and validate disclosures. All right, so we have those three on there. Discuss the policy on working hours and being present. Complete the offer prep guide and write an ad copy. Gosh, guys, I lost my place here. Okay, write an ad copy, and then we're gonna order a listing input. Add VA to room. Assign lockbox to listing during your MLS. Add disclosures and offers. Oh, and offer prep guide. All right. Assign voice pad code and print and place QR code. And then let's see here. This one, I think, well, other than your clothes, this one is probably going to have the most on your on your listing checklist right here. So where are we at? Let's see here. QR code. Prepare home book. Create feature cards and forward photos to VA. So prepare home book. Create feature cards. And we're also going to forward photos to VA. And we'll hit save right here. And I think that's about it for there. I think what we're looking for is 15 checklist items. There we go. And so next we're just going to continue down the line, you guys. Showing at a 70% showing time, add seller to listing. Order just listed postcards. Oops. Still want to create a few more checklist items. Create flyers. Link KWLS listing to your opportunity. This is an important one, guys. Next, post your listing on Facebook. Schedule open house and schedule caravan. And call or email about updated seller on marketing efforts. So you're just going to update your seller on your efforts. All right, and then we'll hit save right here. And last but not least, we have negotiations. So first off in negotiations, we're going to add offers to our opportunities. Next, we're going to create an offer, comparison, and send it to our seller. Perfect. We're going to review the offers with the seller. And then we're gonna DocuSign. We're gonna denote the bad stuff, and we're gonna finalize our offer package. So, oops. Oh no. All right, so let's jump back over here into command. I accidentally closed out our tab here, but it shouldn't take us too long to jump back to where we were. All right, jumping back over here. I think we were what? We were inactive, right? And back where we were. So again, the first thing, let's see here. Add offers to opportunities. And I'm just gonna try and speed this along so we're not right where we were at. So let me just let me go up to 4 right here, and then 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me do 1, 2. So I just created placeholders here just to kind of save our time. For that was my mistake for exiting out here. But let's go back over here, and that's where kind of we were right here. So we're just gonna pick back up to where we were on number 5 right here, and we're just gonna finalize our offer package. Let me enhance this a little bit more for you. So finalize offer package. Add all parties to contacts and update offers and opportunities. And update offers in your opportunity. Perfect. So as we sit right here, we have cultivate active appointments, and I think we only have under contract and closed left to do. So as we sit here, again, keep in mind that this legacy is going to be, there's not really going to be any checklist items for that, unless you would like to make some yourself. But again, I think that's just a placeholder to import from another like CRM or Dotloop or things like that. All right. What do we have next here? We have under contract and closed. We have 2 more left, you guys. I'm not going to do it on the buyer side. You know, hindsight, I know we're working with a lot of buyers these days, so I probably should have, you know, worked on the buyer side, but it's going to be the same exact concept. Okay. You know, I just want you guys to know that, you know, yes, it took me probably about an hour to almost do one section, but you have your listings and your buyers. You have 2 sections. So if you have 2 hours, you know, or if you have an admin that you can leverage off some of this workload, this is going to be probably one of the most important foundationary pieces for you. So we talk heavy on importing our contacts and setting up those tags so we can have it easier for us in the future when we need to leverage out for email campaigns or for social media marketing or things like that. It's going to be the same exact concept when it comes to this right here in your checklist. How easy is it going to be to wake up every day, see who's in your checklist section for the day, and know exactly what to do? I mean, it can't get much easier than that. So that's one thing that I'd really like to stress onto you guys. You guys, we have a couple other sections here, and that's the under contract and closed right here. And just for the sake of time, I'm not going to go over. I know how exciting it is to sit there and watch me type in these checkbox items one at a time. But I'd really love for you to take the time and really do it yourself. Again, I'll put our website in the in the chat box for you guys, for any of you who are looking for this this KW Tech Help this Taking Command handbook. If you're looking to get this and get that full buyers and listing checklist, I can't take credit for creating it, but it is there. If you guys need it, you guys can find it on our resources page. Again, you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time that that you spent with me here today. I wanted to take a moment and you know, I really want to wish a couple people a very happy birthday, and that's going to be Stacy Utah and Marsha Westling. So, Stacy, I want to congratulate you. I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. And again, same to you, Marsha. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day today, and I hope that you take a little bit of time to relax and enjoy your moment. All right, stay tuned. I'll be throwing out another promotion for you guys for next week's Tuesday Tech Talks at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It'll probably be a little more interactive than our opportunity checklist today. It's just so important that I really wanted to make sure that I got something on here for you guys to know how easy and how useful it is. Again, I'm going to end us with a very happy birthday song. Again, happy birthday, Stacy and Marsha. Have a wonderful day today.
Well, it's been a few years since you were born, and we're so glad you came into our time.
Happy birthday!
So close your eyes, make a wish. Blow out the candles, everyone.
Another one. Another one.
Happy, 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 happy birthday. Happy, 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 happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy, 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 happy birthday. Happy, 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 happy birthday to you.
Another one. Another one.
Happy birthday to you.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?